All right, thanks Marvin for that. We are here at the Free Speech Rally in Boston. For some reason this app keeps liking to switch to mute. Everything else about this app is great. But again, I was just saying, because obviously you didn't hear me, if you're watching on any, whatever platform you're watching on, these 4 are simulcasting right now, so if you're having issues with a certain YouTube or Ustream, you can switch to Facebook or Periscope. And it's easiest for me to check the comments in the Facebook feed. I pretty much ignore the YouTube comments. Anything pertinent in the comments that I don't see will be relayed to me by my mods and everyone else who helps out spreading the links and battling trolls. I appreciate all your hard work. All right, again, thank you, Marvin, for giving me a heads up. All right. Let's get a view here of the counter-protesting crowd.
Yourself? Yep. Who are you broadcasting to?
For my live channel.
Your live
for my live channel.
Yeah. What are they?
I'm Revolutionary Z. You probably saw me in Charlottesville last week. I'm the one who caught the terrorist incident on camera. Sadly live. Well, good live because it got out to the world right away. The power of live broadcasting, citizen journalism. We can do it ourselves.
Keep up the good work.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so I'm just outside of the park right now, up on the steps. Let's see if I can wrangle my way in. There are thousands of counter-protesters and even hundreds upon hundreds of people onlooking outside of the park. A large police presence. I heard security cameras went up around the park 2 days ago, so they're heavily monitoring activity within the park. Pardon me behind you here, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. So it's hard to get a perspective because the crowd goes way back and down and way back around there, but there are thousands of people here in the park counter-protesting today.
A few minutes ago. They wasn't trying to talk to no
Peaceful counter protest, but quite a large group of people in the last 5 or 10 minutes. This crowd has doubled. Who are here for this rally making their voice heard. Right now, live across from the State House obviously, I'd like to see, you know, a lot of the unemployment go down, the drug issue taken care of, and, you know, a lot of the younger people taken care of. A lot of the younger people are getting really, they're getting beat up a lot out here, you know, as far as, you know, socially, and they're having a tough time out there. Why do you think that is? Because the private sector hasn't changed enough. It's gotten too much tech, and you got people out there that don't want to work. There's not enough jobs to go around. Why are you here? I'm just here because I wanted to see what this is all about.
Back up.
I'm not against anybody.
5 more feet, please.
But what about them? What are they doing?
They have press credentials. They're being interviewed.
Police pulling the press credential thing, caught in a lie. They didn't have credentials, and so they can make shit up as they go. And he just said, so?
So we can't be close.
Sorry, I mean,
The police
back for the cops, I
press
apologize.
credential stuff. We can't be close and listen to this guy saying he was the racists that are just holding the flags.
So a counter-protester to the counter-protest says he just came to see what was going on. Oop. Pardon me, buddy. I apologize, man. Thank you. I'm not a live streamer, revolutionary.
Well, do you have a press?
What's that?
You have a press credential. If not, we're asking everyone to stand behind the red brick.
Oh, sorry about that.
When I say
say that side of the line, please.
Y'all say yeah, yeah. When I say down with the fascists, y'all say boom, boom. Up with the people. Yeah, yeah. Down with the fascists. Boom, boom. Up with the people. Yeah, yeah. Down with the fascists. Boom, boom. Up with the people. Yeah, yeah. Say down with the fascists. Boom, boom. Say up with the people. Yeah, yeah. Say down with the fascists. Boom, boom. Say up with the people. Yeah, yeah. Down with the fascists. Boom, boom. Say up with the people. Yeah, yeah. Say down with the fascists. Boom, boom. Say up with the people.
It's all good.
Up with the people, yeah, yeah. Down with the fascists. Say up with the people, yeah, yeah. Say down with the fascists. Up with the people, yeah, yeah. Say down with the fascists. Say up with the people, yeah, yeah. Say down with the fascists. Up with the people, yeah, yeah. Say down with the fascists. Up with the people, yeah, yeah. Say down with the fascists. Say up with the people, yeah, yeah. Say down with the fascists. Say up with the people, yeah, yeah. Say down with the fascists. Say up with the people, yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Luba. I've seen you in Facebook chat. Appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah. Say down with the fascists. Say up with the people, yeah, yeah. Say down with the fascists. 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 Say up with the people, yeah, yeah. Say down with the fascists. Say up with the people, yeah, yeah. 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 Say down with the fascists. Say down with the fascists. No Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA, no Trump. 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 No KKK, no fascist USA, no Trump.
So I'm just going to give you guys a little scope into the park here, see how many thousands of people are here to counter-protest here in Boston. Thanks for joining me, everyone.
Yeah, there's like way too many phones here.
So it's going way back here. Can't even hear the chants from this far back. There's that many people here in the park today, here in support of the counter-protest. And it's very hot in Boston today, much nicer here in the shade. I'm going to take advantage of that for a second here. Thanks for joining me. If you're just joining, I am multicasting again today on all 4 of my channels. So, depending on what channel you're watching on, you can tune in to one of the other 3. Might get a better feed or better chat options for you. You can always turn chat off if there's too many racist trolls in there. Just ignore them. Don't feed the trolls. And I do have mods in some of the chats to take care of them. YouTube's usually the worst, so I would just avoid that one altogether. As far as me monitoring on the ground, I usually it's easier to monitor the Facebook chat. Sometimes I'll tune into the Ustream chat. But again, thank you for joining me. You can check out any of these feeds, and they'll all be saved except on the Ustream platform. But there'll be 3 saved videos up on all these platforms. And again, I can't be out here without help from you guys, so anything you can do to keep me streaming is great. Now, more than ever, I'm going to have to be out in the field more. I just had to take an extended leave from my job due to threats, trying to find out where they work. They did. And for the safety of my coworkers, I am taking a leave of absence, which means I can be out here to stream for you guys now, which is really important and great, frees up a lot of time. But I'm going to need help, like I've always had, from you guys at home. I don't get paid for my videos. I don't get paid per click. I don't care how many thumbs up I get or how many clicks on a website I get. I just want the feeds to get out there. So I can only do that. I've only been able to do that the last 5 years with your help. So I appreciate that, everyone. If you don't do PayPal, I think my old Charlottesville link is in the descriptions of whatever you're tuning in there now. There's another option for you. But anyways, I appreciate you for watching, sharing this video, and getting the word out. Thank you, everyone.
The
space in the middle. That's like, look, who's in the middle?
I'm pretty sure the free speech, alt-right free speech rally itself starts around noon. People have been gathering here since before 10 o'clock. I got here a little late. Looks like we probably got another 40 minutes or so. I will try to stay up live the whole time for you. And always keep in mind if the feed goes down, first check one of the other 3 channels. Let me put those up for you on the screen again here. And if all 4 of those are down, usually people are trying to contact me. If you have my number, you feel free to text or signal me to let me know. Always give me a few minutes to get the feedback up. If it does go completely black, I will try. Sometimes data complicates things and technical issues do happen.
Sorry.
You're okay. You're okay. You can get in front of me. I really don't care. I'm live, so it doesn't even matter. So again, a huge turnout here in Boston for the counter-protest. I'm going to try to get you guys an overhead shot of the crowd if you missed it at the beginning. Love your sign, by the way. Because staying home and eating sheet cake accomplishes nothing, Tina Fey. I mean, Tina Fey, thank you for mentioning Standing Rock and all, but you're basically encouraging people to let Nazis march and grow.
Which is part of why we got here in the first place.
Exactly. Thank you.
Oh, I just tweeted it. Oh, I will. No, they're gonna be here.
That's my favorite sign I saw so far.
Go over on the other side.
The statue with the horns.
Whatever they can do to defend their power. Sure. Absolutely, you're right. You're absolutely right.
This is people's territory. Yeah. Yeah. This is people's territory. Yeah. Yeah. This is people's territory. This is people's territory. This is people's territory.
I'm hearing someone at home saying the feed is frozen. Try refreshing your browser. I'll see on my end here. All right, thanks, Bruce. I'm seeing you in the chat. Yeah, I'm looking. Marvin, it's all on you, buddy. Somebody tell Marvin he needs to just refresh his browser. If you ever, if that happens to you guys at home, if it just freezes before you freak out and say my feed's down, just refresh your browser. It's usually on your end first. And also another way to check one of my other 3 feeds. If it's still up on one of those, then it's on your end typically, or just one of my feeds is down. So that's why I have the 4 options up today. Thank you, Tennessee, for tuning into Facebook. So again, this is the counter protest across from the State House. Counter protest for the against the free speech rally here, against the alt-right free speech rally, against racism, white supremacy, and the enablers thereof.
This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like. This is what community looks like. This is what community looks like. This is what family looks like.
So very a much larger police presence here out front compared to Charlottesville. Police were so hands-off while beatings were going on for hours, and then just pushed people out into the park and left them to their own devices, which is partially what led to Heather's death being allowed to happen. And here in Boston, so far, I heard their security cameras are up all around the park. They put up a couple days ago. Large police presence on all sides of the park, monitoring people coming in and out. We'll see what happens when the free speech rally begins, how the police handle that, but based on their actions so far, they're actually going to be present. Not that that always comforts me, but we saw what no cops with Nazis on the street, what happens when that takes place. So.
Absolutely. It's relatively calm, but there's a lot of energy because there are thousands of people here. Like
not that people countering fascism and that type of alt-right hate and Nazism, not that they can't handle themselves, as they definitely proved in Charlottesville. They can repel that with defensive, diversionary tactics, and when all else fails, self-defense. But it shouldn't have to come to that. But we do want anybody with these views to feel shamed before they come out into the street and say these views. They're atrocious. Our society has no room for them anymore. So if you're going to come out in a public space and make those known, you're going to get shamed for them. If you're going to make those known at work, your coworker's going to shame you now. No one's silent anymore. Your family member says some racist shit at Thanksgiving. You know what? You're going to get called out on that. I'm sure you guys have seen online. The gloves are off. No one's holding their tongue anymore. We can't afford to remain silent anymore. We can't afford to let the people sitting in the middle to wait what's happened. Let them dictate how to counter this type of hate, we have to take it upon ourselves and let people know, no, that can't take place. And what can you do at home? Like I said, you hear you're in a store, you hear somebody say some stupid shit, call them out. Call them out on that. Call them out on their ignorance. Your coworker, your family members, call them out. You always hold your tongue on people that you like on Facebook or whatever, you know, just being polite. The time for being polite is over. Let them know what you think of their racist, bigoted views that they post. And they're gonna cry about free speech, they're gonna cry, hey, you know, but it's too late for that. The death is on the line, our lives are on the line. There's no time for being nice anymore. And it doesn't mean that that's not in love. You can be in love, but sometimes tough love is needed. And right now is the time for tough love on the people you care about around you, to educate them on how their actions can enable the next tier of racists, which enable the next tier of racism, which enable the type of person that came and almost killed me and killed Heather last weekend. It's very important. I know the trolls in my chat right now or in their own private chats are just going off on this. Well, I really don't care. It needs to be said.
They're open about the racism, anti-Semitism, and xenophobia. We do not believe we can ignore the growth of white supremacy throughout America, and that it is our collective responsibility to respond, refusing to let their ideology go unchallenged. And the future ideology has been truly inspiring. It is important for those seriously engaging in social justice action for the first time to remember that racism is not new. Anti-Semitism is not new. Xenophobia and homophobia are not new. It is important for people like myself, who are protected by whiteness, to remember that people of color have been advocating for racial justice since long before Donald Trump. Workers from a variety of intersecting backgrounds have been engaged in the struggle around organizing against the agenda of the ruling class for as long as capitalism has expanded the divide between those who produce and those who reap the benefits of that production. Not easily won. Freedom fighters who have been waging this battle for centuries know this fact well. With that in mind, I believe it is crucial for those in this movement to listen to, engage with, and lift up the voices of leaders within communities who are most directly affected by Trump's administration, and learn from those who have been organizing around social justice within their communities. The combat stands in unequivocal solidarity with the white supremacy counter-protest resistance rally. We recognize and respect the central leadership of Black women and Black Lives Matter in building that work of these organizations. We share a deep commitment to the fight against white supremacy. Racist hate cannot go unopposed in our city. We believe that our best method of protection for one another are mass mobilizations like the counter demonstrations that will converge on the common in just a short while. There's one thing that I have learned through my experience organizing, and it's that struggle builds lines of empathy and communication. This empathy and communication is at the heart of what it means to build solidarity. To quote Leila Watson, "If you have come here to help me, you are wasting your time. But if you have come because your liberation is bound up with mine, then let us work together." Continuing the work of dismantling xenophobia, racism, and white supremacy, encouraging new folks to join those currently engaged in this fight. We know that this is a struggle that will continue long beyond this moment and was ongoing prior to it. We seek to connect individuals with organizations working to protect and uplift their local communities.
We are humbled to have helped to organize the Stand for Solidarity demonstration with a multitude of powerful organizations and community members committed to the intersectional struggle towards collective liberation. When we fight, when we fight, we win! When we fight, we win! Thank you.
All right, give it up for yourselves one more time. Whose streets? Our streets. Whose streets? Our streets. Whose city? Our city. Whose city? Our city. So that means we gotta act like it, we gotta protect it, right? So, Heather Heyer, she said, her famous statement, if you're not outraged, you're not paying attention, right? If you're not outraged, you're not paying attention. So, I want to have a moment of silence for Heather Heyer, for those who are the victims of the Barcelona terrorist attacks, for all the victims of far right-wing terrorism, right? Domestic and international. A moment of silence for everyone fighting fascism, not just in Boston, not just in Ferguson, not just in Virginia, but all over the country, all over the world. So let's have a moment of silence. All right, thank you very much. Oh, work, nice. Yes, sound. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me in the back? Can you hear me in the back? Raise your hands in the back if you can hear me. All right, nice. So, I'm gonna teach y'all a little song. Last week, we had a demonstration against the terrorism that happened in Charlottesville. And lines, we realized that lines are being drawn. We're not drawing these lines. We didn't want these lines to be drawn on us, right? But lines are being drawn between the fascists, the white supremacists, those who claim to be for free speech, those who are waving the American flag, but are they actually fascists and white supremacists, right? And every one of y'all that are out here today to stand against fascism, to stand against white supremacy, to stand for social justice, for peace and equality. So, when I say, actually I'm gonna start, if y'all know this from last week, sing along. Heather Heyer was a freedom fighter and she taught me how to fight. That's right, so we gon' fight all day and night until we get it right. That's right. Which side are you on, my people? Which side are you on? We on the freedom side. Which side are you on, my people? Which side are you on? We on the freedom side. Martin Luther was a freedom fighter and he taught me how to fight. That's right. So we gon' fight all day and night until we get it right. That's right. Say, which side are you on, my people? Which side are you on? We on the freedom side. Which side are you on, my people? Which side are you on? We on the freedom side. Rosa Parks was a freedom fighter and she taught me how to fight. That's right. So we gon' fight all day and night until we get it right. That's right. Say, which side are you on, my people? Which side are you on? We on the freedom side. Which side are you on, my people? Which side are you on? We on the freedom side. Martin Luther was a freedom fighter and he taught us how to fight. That's right. So we gon' fight all day and night until we get get it right. That's right. Say, which side are you on, my people? Which side are you on?
We're on the freedom side.
Which side are you on, my people? Which side are you on?
We're on the freedom side.
Which side?
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 Freedom side.
My side?
Freedom side.
Your side?
Freedom side.
Our side?
Freedom side.
Which side?
Freedom side.
My side?
Freedom side.
Your side?
Freedom side.
His side?
Freedom side.
Your side?
Freedom side.
That's right, we're on the freedom side right now, so thank y'all for coming out. This side? Okay, word. Definitely. So, people on the right, in the right corner area, if y'all can take a few steps back, just a few steps back like 3 or 4 steps. Thank you very much.
Hey, ho, ho, Donald Trump has
Word.
got to go.
Hey, Donald Trump has got to go. That's very true. Ho, ho, Donald Trump has got to go. Ho, ho, Donald Trump has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Hey, hey, ho, ho. All right, one mic. One mic. One mic. One mic. One mic. So we're out here not just to be against fascism, but to tell you about the people's white supremacy is bad. What are you going to do about it? You can't just say, I don't like racists. What are you going to do against racists? Right? So we have people here who are a part of struggles at the grassroots that are going to speak their truth. Right? Because the fascists are spreading their lies about Jewish people, lies about black people, lies about Muslim people. And Malcolm X said, truth is on the side of the oppressed. So, the first speaker I wanted to bring up is a brother from Norfolk who used to be in Norfolk prison. Raise your hand if you know about the water situation at Norfolk prison. All right. So, when you see things like Flint, Michigan, where the water is poisoned and no politician has been charged for anything, right? We understand that Flint is Boston and Norfolk. So Tim is going to speak to you about what's happening in Norfolk and ways you can get involved to heighten this struggle. So give it up for Tim.
Can you repeat after me, please? All power to the people.
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 My name's Timothy Muse. I'm an independent prisoner rights activist within the Massachusetts prison system over the past couple of decades. I am here to speak for the men and women who cannot speak here today. I represent the Deeper Than Water Coalition. So I want everybody here, Google, hashtag Deeper Than Water, and see what we're about. The Massachusetts prison system has a legal mandate to rehabilitate. When they force men and women who are held in that system to drink poison and toxic water, it is indicative of the inherent racism within the system. When I saw the lovely free speech individuals standing on the steps holding the American flag, I saw prison guards. Now I want you to remember something. While we sit here in this heat, there are elderly men, elderly women drinking toxic water within the prisons. You judge a society about how they treat the marginalized. You have to care about the incarcerated. And I'm here to speak for them. But I want you to know the work. The work that Deeper Than Water is doing is not just about the water. We will expose the greater failures, and we will connect them to the social ills that we all experience every day. This is not the forum for me to expound upon that. But when you Google us, when you look us up, when you come to the events that we're at, we're going to tell you the story. But I want to say a couple of things before I close. Don't think for a minute that it was the conservatives that took our rights away. It was not. It was the liberals who sacrificed them on the altar of compromise. We must come away from this event today with marching orders. I'm here to call people out by name. There are people in this Golden Dome building, your building, the People's Building, who claim that they are for social reform, but will not ever admit that racism is intertwined in all the agencies they oversee. Until they go on the record that to admit that every state agency is inherently racist, they are the oppressor. They are the enemy. So for Senator William Brownsberger, who says he speaks for the prisoner, I call you out. For Senator James Eldridge, who says he wants to reform solitary confinement while my friends die in there, I call you out. For Kay Kahn, for Karen Spilka, for all the other liberal politicians, my friends are dying as you drink coffee under that Golden Dome, and I'm not gonna take it. So here are some marching orders from deeper than water. I want you to leave here and express outrage to your local politician. I want you to run for office. We need people to step up and replace these people wearing the expensive suits. We need people of color in that building. And until we all admit that, every race, creed, color, sexual identity, we have failed as a society. So I charge you today, make it part of your daily schedule to be a pain in the ass. If you're not pissing somebody off, you're not doing a good enough job. I want to hear it loud and proud. All power to the people! 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 In solidarity.
Give it up for Tim. Brick by brick, wall by wall, this racist system has to fall. Brick by brick, wall by wall, this racist system has to fall. Brick by brick, wall by wall, this racist system has to fall. Brick by brick, wall by wall, this racist system has to fall. 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 Word, so thank you, giving up for Tim. Right now we're gonna hear from a prisoner behind the bars. Deep in the Water has been writing letters to the prisoners, and they have been confiscating our letters, saying they're contraband, and we're not doing anything wrong except caring about other human beings, right? So I'm going to bring up Ruckus to play an audio recording voice off a prisoner who's behind the walls today. Ruckus, I don't know if you want to give a little preface.
Hey everybody, let's do one more chant. Free the prisoners!
Free the prisoners!
Free them all!
Free them all!
Brick by brick!
Brick by brick!
Wall by wall!
Wall by wall!
Free the prisoners! Free them all! Free the prisoners! Free them all! Brick by brick! Wall by wall! Free the prisoners! Free them all! Brick by brick! Wall by wall! Okay. So thank you, everyone. I'm going to need everybody to be really quiet because this recording is going to be difficult to hear. I just want to say that I'm here today representing Showing Up for Racial Justice Boston, a group that intends to organize white people against white terrorism in all its forms. It is our duty to rise up when it is our people, our family members, our co-workers, our bosses that are standing at the other end of the common today. So this recording is from Derek Washington, a friend of Tim's at MCI Norfolk, who recorded this last night. Now, I'm going to have to do some awkward sound things, so just hold on.
Who streets?
Our streets.
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 Who city?
Our city.
Who city?
Our city.
Who streets?
Our streets.
Who streets?
Our streets.
Who city?
Our city.
Who city?
Our city.
So, what is a nation? The question of representation is always at the forefront of any democratic society. So, what is a nation who doesn't represent the entirety of its citizenship population? The thought of who represents me must have been the question Big X was thinking before he was found hanging from a bedsheet within his prison cell. The inhumanity and degradation of day-to-day prison life stands synonymous with the nigger-breaking practices used on slaves before Lincoln dared to proclaim his emancipation. Because while sexual assaults came to knife fights and inmate on inmate hand-to-hand scrimmages dominate modern prison culture, there's no denying the cruel and unusual death trap of the toxic environmental conditions that exist within Massachusetts prisons. It is not by choice and only by force that we're compelled to drink rust-colored sewage water that flows so abundantly from MCI Norfolk's water system. This is nothing unordinary, as some of us have grown indifferent to the rust particles and other unknown sediments which fill up our drinking cups. But unfortunately, our water crisis proved to be just one of the many inequities that afflict the men and women snuffed out from society and buried deep within this graveyard of exclusion, commonly described as prison. But we as prisoners, we don't have a voice. That's why our emancipation initiative aims to ignite the voice of the people through collectively fighting a good fight. Our fight is against racism and bigotry, while we simultaneously go blow for blow and exchange jabs and hooks with the distributors of mass incarceration and life sentences, all who perpetuate a system of discriminatory policies that fuel and strengthen the sustainability of racist institutions. The time is right now. We've dried tears from failed reconstruction efforts, siphoned lessons from Ida B. Wells' publication of lynch laws and all of its phases, and have resolved to pick up from lost dreams back in Memphis and left at the Lorraine Motel. The time is right now. So why not hold your neighbor by the hand in solidarity? Full represents our togetherness and symbolizes our collective strength. The power of our strength and togetherness will be the only thing to end discrimination. It will be the only thing to end life without parole prison sentences and adjust the violence in our communities while confronting the institutional racism and bigotry by restoring the human dignity necessary to complement evolving standards of human decency. Because we, as I said before, are not able to participate in the political process. So our criminal justice system stands deprived of accountability. There's no broker between the lawmaking people and the people affected by their policies. We incarcerated folks get the worst end of the stick in this one-sided relationship. We'll continue to have to drink the tea-colored water and eat dry potatoes until we are restored our right to vote. When we get that right back, you can bet that these politicians will be in here looking at the water we drink, looking at the food we eat, and working their asses off to restore the dignity throughout the system. It's no surprise that many men behind these walls often contemplate suicide as they experience deaths, divorces, and undergo sickening transformations of prison policies. The policies that hurt us the most are the ones that further exclude us from the water and everything in it. Because naturally, we as human beings we are all social creatures. And to deny us basic human interactions.
So we apologize for the sound. Ruckus is going to... Testing. Word. We apologize for the sound. Ruckus is going to paraphrase what this brother said. It's very important. He's locked up, and his voice has been silenced, and we're trying to bring the voices that we do want to hear, right? Because we don't want to hear from these fascists, Nazis, white supremacists talking about free speech. We need to hear from the most oppressed. So.
Thanks everybody for bearing with us. One thing I always like to do as someone who's trying to be in allyship with people who are incarcerated, I want to call into the space the names of the two pen pals I write through Black and Pink, Jason Lopez and Hamad Abdullah. They are both incarcerated here in Massachusetts, and I talked to JJ on the phone earlier this week, and he wishes he was here with us today. But that was Derek Washington of the Emancipation Initiative at MCI Norfolk. That is a group of prisoners that has dedicated their life inside to ending life without parole in Massachusetts. That is death by prison that they are trying to end. So Google Emancipation Initiative. Derek also spoke about the need to restore the right to vote to all people in prison. In Massachusetts... because there's a lot of you, I've forgotten the specific days, but several years ago, in an explicitly political move, people who were incarcerated in Massachusetts, most of them lost their right to vote if they were there on felony convictions. We were trying to get the right to vote back to prisoners in Massachusetts. Derek also calls on us to stand in solidarity with one another. And note that we cannot liberate everyone until we focus on the most oppressed, including those who are incarcerated. One thing that I always want to remind people, that I was taught by a great activist some of you know named Yamila Shannon, when I had the honor of being on a panel with her earlier this year. In Palestine, they don't ask what you did to get into prison, they ask who you are. Because that is what the determinative factor is, both in Palestine and in the United States. And we need to change a culture here. We need to build relationships across prison bars. The most important thing you can do in your off time is make relationships with prisoners. You can do that on Sunday at Encuentro Cinco. You can come and join us, and you can work with Deeper Than Water to build relationships through prison bars. Because what we need to do is we need to become more like the Palestinians and understand that we have to have solidarity with our prisoners. They are our family, they are our brothers, they're the people missing. How much bigger would we be if every person incarcerated in Massachusetts could be here today?
We fired up, can't take it no more. We fired up, can't take it no more. We fired up,
can't take it no more.
We fired up,
can't take it no more.
We fired up,
can't take it no more.
We fired up,
can't take it no more.
Word, so I'm gonna introduce the next couple of speakers. We're gonna have Kim Barzola from the Answer Coalition, and then the Boston area Youth Organizing Project and Rising Ashes to speak. Then our brother Nadeem is gonna speak. And then Mass Action Against Police Brutality is going to speak, as well as some Fight for 15 fast food workers, the PSL, and the People's Congress. And then we can get out of here and go to the bandstand and reclaim our people's territory. Is that cool? So now bringing up Kim from the Answer Coalition to talk about why we need to be against not just the domestic wars, the wars on terrorism, the wars on drugs, but the international wars and the threat that Donald Trump now raises of throwing the United States into total war with the world. So, okay?
All right, I'm just going to take this opportunity now. We heard a few speakers. There's plenty more. I'm going to check the park, see if the free speech rally is starting to gather or has begun. Again, thousands of people here for the counter-protest on the other side of the park. There's also a very huge march I'm hearing. Some people are telling me that they're in right now with a lot of people. I hear that's a very long march, so I don't know if it's arriving here and when, but I heard if it does arrive here, it won't be for a few hours. So, going to check out the other side of the park. Looks like I'm not alone in this. A lot of people from the counter-protest heading over in this direction as well. So again, thanks guys for joining me on whatever feed you are currently watching, Facebook, YouTube, Ustream, or Periscope on Twitter. The simulcast is functioning once again today. So that gives you options if you have a stream that's not so clear. Try one of the other channels. Here, I'll put them up for you right now. So those are all 4 of the links. You should find the actual links to click on in whatever description on whatever here in Boston. If it was, really appreciate it. Be here this week. We're up to stream for you. Just a couple bucks. Pal, there should be YouTube. Another without you as end of the comment. All right, here trying to speak. Well, Dylan Roof came from 4chan, killed 8 black people. You know, summers of that type of nutcase. Where do you hear any
From there.
not see them because the whole rotunda here, it is just packed with people. There's really no since back. So I thought he putting here in the Periscope feed is very choppy. Okay, I was getting horrible reception a minute ago. Sorry about that. Walking around the park, I want to give you the views, but then I run into data issues. I apologize for that. But there's just so many people in here today, it's inevitable.
I'm gonna make my way closer.
Anyway, my best friend.
Got as strong of a data connection as I possibly can have without having a very expensive tethered unit. But with this many people here and cell phones going, it will get a little choppy. Run there. We're now 2,000 in there. There's still 4 5